Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dawn. Today I am working on this extra large sewing journal again. Now in my last video somebody did ask what the size of this was and I haven't actually measured it. So it's about 11 and a quarter by 8 3/4. So if you're curious, it's almost an 8.5 by 11 size journal. The cover is dry now. I do have to put a strip of fabric down the spine and seal the whole thing where I've decoupaged, so I will be doing that off camera because it's just me sealing the journal and letting it dry. But today what I am getting into is, let me set that aside, pages for this journal. So I have a lot of things right here in front of me. The first thing is, so the person I'm making this journal for, she is somebody that I am friends with, like, that I met in my area. So we're able to get together, and so we got together a couple of weeks ago, and she brought me some papers. So she brought me this roll of this really beautiful paper, so I'll be using at least one piece of that. She brought me these in a couple of different colors. So I'll probably be putting one of these in each signature. She gave me this. I believe she gave me this. I'll probably, because it's just stapled in, I'll probably be able to pull out a full, let me see. I can do it right while we're here. So I'm just kind of be gathering my papers. Yeah, so I can just pull 2 pieces of this, which is cool because it has quilt diagrams on it. And if I'm careful about it, I can usually get these with like minimal damage. And so I'll use these two probably in the centers of the signatures. So there's that. Then she gave me this, and I'm not sure if I'll use it in this journal. I think we talked about it, but I can't remember. So Louise, if you're watching, do you want this color scope in your journal? Let me know and I will, or I won't. I have this Saturday Evening Post from October 20th, 1945. I've already gone through and pulled out a couple of pages from that. This is a really fun thing. I love putting a couple of these in my big journals. I hate cutting them down much, so that's really nice to use. So I've pulled a couple pieces from there already. Then I have these giant pieces of construction paper here. That's nice because it's nicer to not have to cut things down, so it's fun to find bigger pieces. So I have those. I'm kind of keeping track. I want 10 to 15 pages per signature, so that's 3. And then I have, these are from an old scrapbook, so that's 4. And then I have some packaging paper here. This is brown packaging paper, so that'll be 6. And I know I had another piece. I have more somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. So here's this one, which has a little bit of a piece sticking up here, so I can use that somehow as well. So I'm just going to leave that one flat and see how I want to use that. I have this, which I'll cut pieces off of. This is really like a mixed media collage journal, so having these like lovely crinkly papers is really awesome. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay, so that's 5 pieces that I have, 1 for each signature. And then that's 6, and that's 7. And then I have, this isn't all paper, so I'll get to this in a second. I have these pages. I'm working on, it's not top secret, so I'll tell you because it's my project, so I get to make the decisions about what I share. I am working on a collaboration that I'm hosting, and for that collaboration I am making sewing pattern themed junk journal kits, and so sewing and quilts. So this is the like leftovers from the kits that I made. So I'm gonna pull a couple of pieces from here for her journal as well. So that's 8. And then set that aside. Oh, there's more of the brown paper. Okay, and then while I'm making this journal, I'm going to also use the rest of the scraps from my kit. Well, it's not even so many scraps. You think making kits would like reduce my stash, but it seems to just be like making more scraps. So I made these covers from this old cross stitch, trying to think of the word, tablecloth. It was already cut up. It's got, it had some stains on it. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. I'm going to go through and sew patches over the stains. So these aren't quite finished, but they are double-sided. They're very fluffy. I put batting in them. I squared them off and I made sure they were sewn so that they wouldn't fray, especially the cross stitch part. So they're sealed on the back of the tablecloth because this is a different piece. So I backed it onto a batting and then another piece of fabric, and so they won't fray from the back and they won't fray on the edge now. So that's what I was working on earlier today. So I have mostly, they're pretty similar, but I do have a couple with yellow on the inside, but mostly with the gray on the inside. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll be making half a dozen journals with similar pieces to this big journal I'm making and using some of the scraps from my kit. So you'll be seeing me work on these like simultaneously with this big journal. So because I'm working on these, I'm also going to pull out some of these papers, or all of these papers, for those journals. So I have 1, this is the cover, this is a cover, 2, that's a cover, this one is the last page in the book, it's the copyright page, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then I have these are separate, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and then 37, 38, so 39, 40. So basically I have a lot of these. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably just pull 5 pages from this pile. You can kind of see And some of them I kept from the kits because they were holiday themed. Not these. These I just had extra. Hopefully you can see and there isn't too much of a glare. So yeah, I have just like a ton of extra pages. And then I also have some extra pages that just didn't fit into my kits where I pulled too many. And then I have these, which are really pretty. These are from a Giant Singer book with like sewing tricks. So this, I actually have 6, so I'll just put one of each in those journals. So that's going to give you an idea of where I'm going to get my pages from for these books. I will just be like putting together similar signatures for each book, and it'll be pretty random since all the covers are pretty much the same. So the next thing is I need some more paper for my journal, and that's where this comes in, which is not that, but this. 1 second, sorry. Things are falling down. Okay, so this is pieces of the pattern. So when I go to pull pages for the book, to make pages for the big book, I will grab pieces of these, but it's easier to do that in the moment because I don't want them to get damaged in the meantime. So then the next thing is, usually I just do that, and then this is one page, and this is another page. Sometimes I have to reinforce them, sometimes I don't. We'll see when we get there. So there's 2 pages right there. And then we'll go through this. I've already lost track of how many pages I have for this book, but that's okay. I'm just going to do 10 to 15 per signature, but some of the thinner stuff doesn't necessarily like take up the bulk of one full page, so it doesn't have to count as a full page if it's not super bulky. Okay, so here's my cover. So that's the reason I didn't seal it, is because I want to work with this cover to select my pages. And I want to make sure that they're going to look good. See, look. How perfect is that? That's amazing. So obviously this is going to be a page. I think I need, let me count my papers again. I think I'm going to need less than I think, but okay. 1, so I don't know if I want that, but 1, 2, 3. I'm only going to put 1 of each of those in. 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? I feel like I definitely pulled out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. And then 10 and 11. I dropped something, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so we're at 11. So I'm going to pull 6 pieces for the whole journal, which is 3 per signature. So we have this one for sure. And then usually I like to find something similar. All right, so some of these are an obvious no, like this one is a cut apart, so that's obviously not going to work for what I want. I'm just going to thumb through and try to find something that looks similar to this one, because I like to kind of keep it consistent between signatures. Maybe that one. I haven't ever actually looked through this paper pad, so this is my first time seeing this full paper pad. I like that one a lot. That's the front. I'll cut this one up to make pockets or journal cards. Okay. So we have, well, and then I was going to grab some from these as well. So I'll probably grab 4 from here and 1 from the other one. Okay, I think I like that. We have 2 pink with busier fronts. Okay, and then I'm looking, I saw one that had the cross on the back. See, and this has a similar back as well, but that might be too similar. I did see one that had the crosses on the back of it, and I did like that. And it's this one, which I also really like. So now we have like a light green cross one, and then I kind of want like this one. So I have these 4. And the backs also line up really nicely. That's that. And then I'm just going to go through and decide. I do love like everything in here. Honestly, this is such a pretty paper pad. I think I want that one as well. It has a very plain back. And this one. That's very pretty and green. Yeah, I think they all go nicely with the cover. I still can't believe that that paper was in there because it wasn't obvious from the front, and that's just perfect. I love that. If you're wondering what the name of this is Petal Pink by Elizabeth Craft Designs. I bought it in person at the Scrapbook Expo. It says printed in the Netherlands. So it's just petal pink, and as you can see, there's no indication, like this is that paper. You can kind of see there, but it's very, like I didn't notice that it had the fashion ladies in it, as I call them. So that's fun. And then I'm just going to quickly look through this and maybe grab a couple more if I think that we need them. But honestly, the petal one kind of surprised me and looked like a lot of these. And these are very mappy. I definitely have plenty of music paper. Yeah. These are good, but I'm not sure that they go. I'll grab a couple. I'll use a couple of them that I think look better and have, I don't know, I like the music sheets. It's a nice base for collage, which is what this journal is going to be used for. I do like that one, I think. Yeah, I like that one. All right, I'll throw those 2 in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these 12 by 12 papers is I'm going to trim them down to the right height, which is only slightly under 12, as we saw at the beginning of this video when I measured it. And then the width of them is going to be, hang on one second, I'll just, Okay, got that back in its bag off camera. Sorry, that was going to be way too loud. Okay, I do want to look through this one because, like I said, I haven't actually looked through these yet. I bought them all at Scrapbook Expo. They all had good deals. And they're pretty. Alright, so these are very loud papers. And they're all very purple and blue, and I don't think that goes with our journal. So we're going to skip that one. I will use this one for something else that I make her, I think, because I am making her a couple of journals right now. So that's what I have. And then with this, what I'm going to do with the remainder of these pages is I'm going to use them for these fabric journals that I showed you the covers for. And then when I trim those pages to the 8.5 by 11 size, not knocking things over, I will end up with strips on the edges that I'm trimming off, and I will use those strips to extend these pages. So like I might take the strip from this page and stitch it to this one and use that to extend it. You know, just for example, I haven't decided. I'll decide once I have all these trimmed down. I'll decide which ones of these to pair them with, and that will be how I do that, because that is what I did for this journal. So now that you've seen the pages that I pulled out, I can show you without knocking anything off my desk. This is a difficult project to do on this desk. It's a small desk and a very large journal. So here you can see I have this paper and I've extended it by showing over this seam. And so these were two papers from the same brand of craft kit actually, and I made two smaller journals and I used those cutoffs to extend the pages. Here's coffee dyed paper, here's the brown paper. I have a music sheet in here, dyed paper. Here's this white one that I'm using. There's the big construction paper, that one. I have some of these. I'll grab some too if I need more. But Louise has actually given me some papers to use, so some of these just coffee dyed, more plain papers that I used in my journals, I will be replacing with some stuff that she's given me. So see, here's another scrapbook paper. There's that dictionary. And here's the center signature. Well, center of the signature. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this has 15 pages in each signature. And I'll probably do the same. I just have noticed I haven't pulled any coffee dyed paper yet. So if I don't have enough paper with the stuff I've pulled out, I will grab some coffee dyed paper to fill in the spaces. But so here you can see, here's this pink scrapbook paper, and I've extended it with the red one. And then here's this floral one, and I've extended it with this beige paper. So that's one side, that's the other. And then for most of them, when this folded over a little too short, I just sewed some lace onto it. So I'll be doing that again for this journal that I'm making. And then while I'm making that journal, I will use pages and the others to make a set of 6 journals. So you can see how this is coming along nicely. This one definitely looks more finished. Once I seal it, it will look more cohesive on this side like this one. And also this has red under the cover, so that's going to just look a little bit different because this was a white cover. But yeah, I think it's coming along really nicely. I think it's looking really good. I'm excited for it, and next time I come back, hopefully I will have this cover sealed, and I will have the fabric on the inside and the outside of the spine. but who knows when I'll be back. So it's been a bit of a crazy week. Everybody in my family is sick, which is like, it's fine. It's what happens, but that's what we're dealing with. And it's been exhausting because I have 2 little kids and they just want to cuddle, which means I'm getting like nothing else done, which is fine. It's just life. So these are the pages I will be using as the scrapbook paper pieces in her red journal, which is more of a orange, pink, red, green. But that's okay. All the colors are going to come together. It's going to look amazing at the end. I promise. And then I will also be making these 6. Am I off camera there? Yeah. I will also be making these 6 along the way. So I might like come in with a video doing these, but honestly it's just trimming down paper and binding it at this point because I already made the covers. I don't really have the space to set up a camera on my sewing machine. So see, that's already almost the perfect size. So I don't film any of my sewing. That's just how it is. But yeah, I'll be back next time with these pages for all the journals all cut and ready to go. I don't want to do that on camera because it's loud and I need more space than the desk I film on to do that. So I'm going to go do that now. Whenever I come back, I will have my pages sewn and cut and ready to go. And then I'm not sure what I'll do next video, but come back to find out. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And goodbye, everyone.